Hey guys, welcome back to another little mini chit chat video. Welcome back to another little mini reaction video. So, before we go ahead and get into today's video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Shout out to all of our Purple Heart Gang members. Thank you guys for all of your support. You guys have been amazing. Shout out to everyone who has been taking part in the giveaways on the channel. So we'll go ahead and talk about that really quickly. Um, also, shout out to all of our new subscribers. There are a ton of you guys. Thank you guys so much for subscribing, joining the family. We love to have you guys. Thank you guys so much. So the giveaways that we're doing, we have two currently going on the channel at the moment. The first one is the road to 1,000 subscribers on this channel. I'm super excited. We are pushing towards that milestone. My hope is that we could do it by Christmas. We're almost there, so that I can go ahead and do the Uber Eats gift card giveaway during the holidays. It would be really nice. Something to do for you guys. So, in order to take part in that giveaway, all you need is a valid email address. And of course, you must reside in Canada to use the Uber Eats gift card because that's where we're located. So, that's where you can use the card. So that's that for that giveaway. The second giveaway, however, is the watch time giveaway. It's another milestone giveaway that we like to do. Once we hit that milestone, we are doing a cash prize giveaway on this channel for one subscriber. So two winners for the Uber Eats gift card, one winner for the cash prize giveaway, and you could be anywhere. So all you need for that is access to Western Union, and you must have valid photo ID to claim your prize. And whatever rules apply to wherever you are, as it pertains to Western Union and money transfer, that's something that you guys will have to adhere to as well. So those are the two giveaways that we have going at the moment. And like I said, I'm super excited to go ahead and do that. So yeah, so today we are talking about the whole Epstein saga is back on front page news. Not that it ever really left, but there's been so much going on in the world that things get rotated. So we're back up to the front with the Epstein files being released on December 19th. So the way that they have been going about this, you would think that we were waiting for some blockbuster release, like some new M. Night Shyamalan movie or a new Star Wars movie coming out, the way they have been going about it in the media and just the political back and forth with it all. But this is actually, clearly a very serious matter. And for the people who have been affected by this stuff, it's very traumatizing. And of course, you're reliving the trauma every time it hits the news cycle because everybody has an opinion and it's just on and on and on we go. So finally, they released the files, or kind of sort of release the files. So the files that were supposed to be released, the Democrats voted, they won the vote, everything was supposed to come out. What's been released so far is basically you've been like spoon fed little bits and pieces here and there, and most of it is heavily redacted under the guise of victim protection, even though the victims themselves at this point is just saying forget about the victim protection, just release everything, we don't even care. They're on TV anyway, their faces out there, their names are out there. It At this point it doesn't even really matter. But they're sticking to that. So a lot of this stuff is heavily redacted. But what isn't redacted is a lot of these photos that they're showing. They're making sure that that's front and center, that everybody sees Bill Clinton, everybody sees Michael Jackson, everybody sees Latoya Jackson or whoever it was. No, it wasn't Latoya Jackson. It was I forgot who it was in the picture with them. There was a somebody in the photo with them. I don't want to misspeak. But yeah, they're making sure that they get that out there. But nothing really very sparsely about Trump. His name is like there, here, and there, but nothing in terms of imagery, no photos and things of that nature, which in itself is a red flag. I think we spoke about this a while back when I initially started talking about this, and I said, once they do start releasing this information, that it was going to be very that people were going to have, kind of side eye reaction to everything, because number one, you took so long to release the files that we no longer trust the information that you're releasing as it pertains to the files. Sure, you're showing us, bits and pieces of stuff that's in the files, but the chunk of the data that people really want to see, they're never going to see. So that's always going to be a bone of contention. People want to see all the names of the wealthy people that are involved in this stuff. And the more you kind of, here spoon feed bits and pieces here or there, is the more you fuel the conspiracies and the more you increase the doubt that you're actually giving us the meat and potatoes of it all. I think at this point, society is so jaded. We're just so non-trusting of this stuff that we wouldn't ever believe we got all the information, even if they did release all the information, just because it's just the obviousness of it all. At this point, clearly, that you're not going to be releasing certain people's information that's tied to this stuff. Sure, they're throwing out all the common denominators that we already know. We already knew Clinton was there. They talked about this years ago. There's pictures of him on the whole island and the jet and the whole thing. We knew about that. Michael Jackson, all that stuff. This is nothing new. The Prince Andrew stuff, old news. This is nothing new. They want the rest of it, right? The rest that they're not getting. And I think it's pretty obvious that, certain information is being kept out. And at this point, it doesn't even really matter. Um, Public opinion has pretty much already been solidified for the people who have been paying attention to this stuff. It's just so obvious. So yeah, I'm not surprised that barely any information was given. All this stuff was old news, everything's redacted, all the pages are just blacked out. It's just a waste of time. It's almost like it's very patronizing, condescending, and it's just like an insult to people with intelligence at this point. But it's okay. They'll continue to spoon feed and drip drip and edit the information and try to create their narrative, like, look over here, but what about Clinton, and look at him in the hot tub and all this other stuff. And but it's like, yeah, we already know about that. We want the rest of it. Where's the rest of the stuff, right? Are we going to just try and pretend that there's just no information whatsoever on other parties that were close to this person? I mean, closer than Clinton. I mean, BFFs. Like, there's going to be no information at all, like, whatsoever. Again, in an attempt to, um, I don't necessarily want to say protect, because I don't really honestly, that's like, I don't want to say 100%, but it's just my gut feeling that there is no such damning information, but there definitely is information in there that would give pause, like side eye. There's definitely information in there that allows people to say there's no way you didn't know this stuff was going on, even if you didn't partake in it. There's no way. It's like the people who were around Bill Cosby, who, like, you didn't see all these women going in and out to change the dressing room. Are you serious? Everybody had just cataracts. Nobody saw anything. Come on, give me a break. Everybody knew. Everybody saw. Everybody enabled. So it's the same situation here. What's good for the goose is good for the gander type of thing. There's no way you didn't know that this stuff was going on. How many times have you mentioned about the very young girls and the this and the that and the whole thing? Like, come on. I mean, give me a break. So it's like, the more they withhold information is the more they kind of give people room to come up with their own theories and to make their own assumptions based on, whatever they think and based on the information that's available. So yeah, that's kind of my take on the whole release, non-release of the Epstein files. I think at this point they will get to a point where the victims in these crimes are just not going to care about defamation lawsuits and all the rest of the legal backlash they can face. They're just going to go ahead and start talking and naming names, and that's just going to be that on that, because I don't think we're ever going to get the information. It's kind of like the Area 51. I always reference that when I'm talking about this whole thing with government. And no, 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 there's nothing going on. No, 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 there's nothing there. No, no, no. Oh, wait, there is something there, but this is what's like, come on. It took like how many years to finally get an answer about the what's going on over there in the desert? And then another how many years to finally admit there has been like unidentified flying objects, even though for years people were locked up and keys thrown away, calling them crazy and who went to the asylums and all that stuff. Now you're gonna say, oh yeah, there has been sightings because now it's military people confirming the stuff. So now you kind of have to come out and admit it. I mean, so I personally don't really trust anything that comes out of certain entities, but that doesn't mean like I'm just over here like a conspiracy theorist. I'm not. I'm just a person who likes to use my brain, and what don't add up just don't add up to me. And I think most people are like that. Most people consider themselves to be critical thinkers. If it doesn't sound right, it's just not right. And you can use your gut instinct about that. It's not about ooh, you're a conspiracy theorist or anything like that. It's just common sense. It's just literal common sense. So let me know what you guys think about this whole Epstein file release, non-release. Do you think we'll ever get to the bottom of this saga? Um, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that. We'll catch up with you guys in another video. Stay up and stay blessed. Shout out to everyone who came through. We appreciate your time. And shout out to the Purple Heart Gang. You guys will see this once it re-uploads on YouTube. So thank you for your support in advance if you didn't get a chance to make the live. Deuces, guys.